The day before the fire, it was kind of relaxing morning for me.
A play about a tragedy. In the rehearsal rooms of the National Theatre, Grenfell, in the words of survivors, the story of the disaster in 3 acts.
For me as a performer coming into a job like this, just knowing that it's the words of the survivors. So there's a safety in that. I think there's been so much around Grenfell, but it hasn't come directly from the survivors.
If you look at the view from the tower...
The characters are real-life residents. And it's set in the West London Tower before, during and after the fire, where 72 people died.
As if you'd taken a cup and covered it in gold.
In preparation for the roles, the actors got to know survivors.
Yeah, meeting Maher was incredible.
Former Paralympian Gaz Chowdhury plays Maher Kudair, a disabled resident who was stuck on the 9th floor and fell repeatedly down the stairs as he escaped the burning building.
As a person with a disability as well, I'm unfortunately all too aware of these situations.
Like Maher made it very clear, like he was one of the lucky ones. There were people in wheelchairs that didn't even have the option to basically make it down the stairs the way he did.
It's a shame that it's not surprising, and it's a shame that it's not a situation where I feel like much has changed. So I think it's important for people to hear it in a journey like this.
I live in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea.
The play is by the South African-born writer Gillian Slovo, who started meeting survivors just a few months after the fire. What made you want to write a play about Grenfell?
Like many people in Britain and actually in the world, I watched that fire with a kind of incredulity and horror. How could this happen in this capital city and in one of the most prosperous boroughs in this capital city? There is a reason why I like to do subjects like Grenfell, because I lived in South Africa during apartheid days. I'm the daughter of 2 prominent anti-apartheid activists. And I learned from a very early age what inequality can do, what a lack of justice can do to a society. And that is why I am interested in covering subjects like Grenfell.
What's it like performing her words?
Well, I mean, I think the brilliant thing about it is it's not her words,
Yeah.
you know, it's the words of the survivors. I feel like what she's been trying to do for such a long time is to amplify their voices and to tell their story.
We said at the time it's going to take a catastrophe here before the council wakes up to what's really going on.
One of the play's characters is Edward Daffan, a resident who warned about a catastrophic fire 6 months before the tragedy. There have been some criticism that Grenfell shouldn't be made into a play. What's your view?
There are still buildings covered with flammable cladding, as long as there hasn't been a single clink of arrests and handcuffs. As long as people in social housing are still being mistreated, it's really, really important that we have plays like Grenfell to keep Grenfell in the public consciousness.
I would just hope that they'll come and see it and see how careful we have been, really not to impose our thoughts on what it is, but to actually let the people of North Kensington speak.
6 years on, the story of Grenfell is still looking for its curtain call for justice. Rags Martel, ITV News at the National Theatre.